Good morning, guys. It's the PA Woods, Jim, the PA Woodsman. Hope you understand me okay. This is an update and more or less a public service announcement. Where I've been, what's going on, and what my followers need to do. Well, Wednesday, I was ready to go to work and started having a funny feeling in my face, and my speech was a little bit. Apologize, my ham radio's on in the background doing some digital. Was My speech was a little bit slurry. So I mentioned to my wife, I said, honey, I might be having a stroke. And she got me in the car and took me 5 minutes to the hospital. And they called it code stroke. So as I got there with my symptoms at the time and had a CT done to my brain, of course. Yeah, I have one. And it was negative for any bleeding or anything, so they gave me the option of having what's called TPA. It's a clot busting agent. It's used to break up any clots that were formed and not cause any more clotting that's causing the damage to the brain. Well, at the beginning, it seemed to be helping. My speech was not as bad. Right now, if I talk slowly and calmly, it's not terrible. But if I try to talk in a normal verse, it is a little bit garbled, hard to understand. So we did that. They didn't have a neurologist on for the weekend. They had to do one via video with me while I was there, and they ended up transferring me that afternoon down to a city hospital in Pittsburgh. Got there, spoke to their stroke team. Later was sent back down for another CT because I mentioned I was having a little bit of a headache. I was pretty sure it was just one of my typical sinus headaches I get every once in a blue moon. I'm not one that normally gets a headache, but it was still clear, so that was good. And since I had a TPA, they had to wait a 24-hour period in order for me to have an MRI. So we had an MRI, and with the grace of God, it was not a stroke. They saw no ischemia, no tumors, no bleeding on the brain, nothing. So they had to start thinking, okay, what else could cause these type of symptoms I was experiencing? Because I had no deficits to my arms or my legs. I could feel them; they weren't really numb or anything like that. So one of the most common things is called Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy is brought on by a bacterium of some sort. It could be brought on by a viral cold, Lyme's disease, a different type of infection. Well, I really hadn't been sick, other than minor mild head cold because of the changes in the temps recently from being 60, 70 one day to 30 the next, type head cold. Well, they finally decided to send out a Lyme on me and a B12. Get to the B12 here in a minute. And my Lyme's came back high, real high, positive for Lyme's disease. Now, maybe 14 years ago or so when I was on the Quanah Trail, I thought I might have been bit by a tick. I wasn't 100% sure. I dug it out. I think it was more like an ingrown hair somehow on my leg. But regardless, I went and talked to my doctor about it. He said, yeah, let's go ahead and start you on the treatment, just to be on the safe side. So we did that. I wasn't going to hurt anything. And ever since then, I've always looked at myself, made sure I had nothing on me when I got home, took a shower, etc. Prepped my clothing with that Sawyer Primicin, like you've seen in my videos. Just got to be observant. Never saw anything that resembled a bite or a tick in my clothing, so I thought I was in the clear. Well, that's not the case. The public service announcement is please take the time to inspect yourself after you're any time outside. It doesn't have to be on a camping trip. It doesn't have to be backpacking, fishing, hunting, or anything. You could be out mowing your own lawn and bring in. You could have your dog or your outdoor animals, whatever you have, cats, goats, whatever, bring it into you, you know. And there's areas you're not going to be able to see, so use a mirror. Use your loved one, you know, your dearest, closest friend. Use a selfie stick in your camera. Take a video of yourself from where you can't see. That way, you may catch something that you can't see obviously to go get the help you need. So, excuse me. Currently, I'm on prednisone for the Bell's palsy. Soon probably be on a prolonged dose of antibiotics to help with the Lyme's, even though it's late stage, I'm presuming, because I haven't seen anything even recently. But I was having some of the effects of Lyme disease over the years and really didn't realize it. One is my cognitive ability was not as great as it was. I have what's called brain farts. I'll be saying something all of a sudden. I'll be like, what was I talking about? People at work say, you having a stroke, Jim? No, just brain farts. Joint pain is another, and fatigue and irritability. You can see I can't smile from this. Won't let me. My left eye is affected. My left side of my face is infected. My left eye really doesn't blink as much as my right. It's blinked a little bit more than it has been, but my right eye is more active. So what I got to do, I'm constantly flushing out the eye because it feels like there's grit and sand and dust in it. Then I got to put eye drops in at night, and sometimes through the day I'll put a warm cloth on it to just keep it moist. And at night I'll put this specific gel on, it's a lubricant. It comes in a tube you put on the inside of the eyelid, and then I wear a black Pirates like eye patch. Artie, whatever. Forget it. Tried being funny and it ain't working. So that's that. They checked me for B12 deficiency, but sometimes that can cause the cognitive disability. We don't know. So I got a follow-up appointment tomorrow with my PCP to see what we're going to do next. I'll be off all week due to the recommendation of the doctor and the influence of my wife. I was really wanting to be back to work today, but I'm glad she insisted, and the doctor's sister took time off, because mentally I'm not there yet. This is I don't want to say really a hardship, but it's a hell of a roadblock for me right now. It's really screwed me up. I had plans this past weekend to be de-winterizing my camper, getting it ready for the upcoming camp season. I needed to clean out my hot water tank for scale, and the fact dumbbell flipped the lever the wrong way and ended up getting antifreeze in my hot water tank, but I drained it from that, but I still got to flush it. I want to repack my wheel bearings. They haven't been repacked since I bought the camper, and that needs to be done before we take a long trip this year. It's going to be in June, hopefully, God willing. Inspect my electrical element, see why my hot water tank doesn't work on electric. Do a good thorough cleaning inside and out. Work on some low point drains. Put a sliding drawer in where my front cargo is, so I have to crawl inside. This makes it easier. I have a drawer slide built in the back of my truck. It makes it nice. But it's not going to happen overnight now. I know Dodge got my back. He's got a plan. Don't know what the heck it is yet, but we'll figure it out. I was teasing with my wife the other day. So, hey, this is his idea of getting me to help me lose weight, because I've been asking him to help me with losing weight. And with me trying to eat, and with my mouth the way it is, that's kind of a challenge. And I can't drink anything like a water out of a water bottle. I got to pour it in a glass. I can take sips. I was using a fork this morning, like having a cupcake with my coffee for breakfast, and just to make sure everything's cut up and eat like that way. But I want everyone to be aware you really got to be diligent out there and watch for this stuff. It can happen to anybody. Me being a paramedic, I need my uh, cognitive skills. I need to be able to speak normally and be able to ask the appropriate questions I need to ask my patients and get the answers I need to treat them best. You know, and I can't do that with a deficit right now. Oh, what else was I going to say here? Crap. These, like I said, my brain part's cognitive, but well, I'm not just gonna blab anymore, guys. I just needed someone to talk to too. To be honest, I'm here by myself today. The wife had to go back to work and where I should be, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But I love every one of you. I want everyone out there to be safe. I want you to check yourselves. To be familiar with a stroke too. What it can be a stroke, and take the appropriate measures to prevent yourself from getting in the boat I'm in currently at the moment. And most of all, folks, God bless.